Man, my brain just went blank of all topics that I had.
That's why I was like, we just need to. That's why I got here late. I'm like, I was hoping everything would just be so I could sit down and we're like, all right, let's go.
So airplane food.
Did you
Have
know?
you ever even had airplane food?
Did you know that our taste buds are actually less effective when we're in the sky because of the pressurization?
Actually?
And so that's why airplane food tastes bad.
Wait, is that true?
Yes.
You just pulled that out of your ass.
No, that's real.
Does
When
your
you're in
ass smell
higher
less?
elevations, there's like different ways you got to cook your food.
That's why astronauts have like super condensed food so they can
There's
taste
less
it.
pressure though there.
Exactly.
So it tastes better.
They're probably like, oh my god, they come back to Earth and just kill themselves. That's what I'd do.
I was gonna make a bad joke, but I can't.
What?
Well, now you have to.
say
I
that.
feel like when I say jokes, everyone gets concerned.
Yeah.
What's your joke, Becca?
Nothing.
The birds are chirping, Becca.
The
Things are
birds. Let's
looking
talk
up.
about the birds and the bees.
The things are looking up.
Okay, sit down, little ones. We got something to tell you. Where mommy loves to daddy.
Oh.
The bees become wasps.
I never understood what is the correlation between birds and bees, and like what is.
It's just how the world works.
Well, why is it insects and like poultry?
Well, the insects, the bees pollinate everything.
Poultry.
I don't think anyone has ever explained the birds and the bees to me, so maybe that's why I don't
Oh,
understand.
there's the birds and the bees, and then the bees become wasps, and then they take half of everything.
Wait, is that actually what it is?
No!
I'm so confused.
No, it's not. Matthew's like, yes.
I understand pollination. That makes sense because the bees.
I think it's like an atomic family analogy.
The nuclear family.
Nuclear. Sorry. Excuse me. The nuclear family. I always call it atomic because it's just easier for me to say atomic than nuclear.
Nuclear.
Because birds are like hunter-gatherers. They build the nest. It's like the home wife or whatever, and then the men are pollinating. They're going flower to flower, just sticking their
birds
stinger.
help pollinate, don't they?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure
I think hummingbirds, yeah.
But it's not a bird. It's more of a insect in my eyes.
The question is it a bird or is it a plane?
It's Superman.
We're not even 5 minutes in and I want to go home. This is fucking ridiculous. Stop looking at the camera!
Just mute my mic.
Oh, that one day when you're like stop looking at the camera, I did it extra. I don't know if you noticed that.
Every
didn't do
time, I'm just letting you know, every time that you look in the camera, I don't use it. So like you always look dumb, like not looking. You're not looking at either of us, just going. So the other day I was at work, and then it's just like you're not looking at it. See, like I'm not going to use the footage that you look into the camera. I'm just letting you know.
He's conditioning us.
Because it makes me cringe, just because I don't like it. So I'm not going to use the footage.
I glance over at the camera to make sure that it's like, because you kept screaming middle, so I make sure.
No, like if you just like look at it, but you're like, so I was at the store
Why
the other
can't you
day.
use that?
It makes me cringe. It's
Okay, well, Becca, we're going to get you some footage so you can edit it and you
What
can
if I do
leave
side
all
eye?
my staring in there.
Yeah.
What if I do this the whole time?
I'll be like, oh, Becca's footage was corrupted. I couldn't. So. But yeah, like the occasional like checking to see the time or just like looking, that's fine.
Can't
But
even
you
see the
literally
time.
go. I don't know. It's like it makes me like feel like you're looking at me in the comfort of my own home. Like you're looking through the screen at me. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Do you not like Deadpool?
No, I do. That's
gotta
different because
break
he's
the
wearing a
wall.
mask. You can't see his eyes.
Or is he John Cena?
Is Ryan Reynolds. You missed the name.
Do you know the joke? You
you
can't
m-
see me?
No, but it's Ryan Reynolds. You mixed up the name.
She said Deadpool
John Cena.
or
Right.
John Cena.
But
Because you can't see.
Deadpool starts with a D. What's his
You're
name?
gonna start with a D because you're gonna be fucking dead soon.
That's not. What's that? What's it called when you insult people during an argument? Ad
hominem.
Yeah.
Ad hom?
Becca, your blanket is gone.
You're cold right now?
I'm freezing.
I'm sweating.
I know,
Gimme,
I'm sweaty
gimme.
too.
Give me that one. That one.
It's my backdrop.
I want that one. I don't want that one.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know where you were pointing. Holy shit! I put it right back.
I want the quilt.
It's Sorry, the other one is in the laundry right now.
Quilts.
That one's way heavier.
Quilts make me comfy.
It's like disintegrating.
Were you living in it?
I actually had rats that were
You
burrowed
got spiders
inside.
in here. Hold on, let me see. Look at this. It actually look really
It's
bad.
actually okay. Momo bought that blanket for me when I was like living there.
Yeah, I've seen this a couple. This was up in the guest room, right?
I love this. I love quilts. They make me think of home.
We took you in, buddy.
We need to. It's like a rag.
Just don't fart on it, please.
You go to bed and you're just like. You just gnaw.
Becca has a disorder where she obsessively eats fabric.
Yeah. The feeling of I'm like cringing thinking
We
about
call
it.
her our little mouse.
Are you talking about the fabric on your teeth?
Like fabric on your teeth, and like when you're biting it and you pull it, like that feeling that when it like slips from between your teeth and you're chomping on it. Dude,
Like, okay.
I fucking hate that.
The feeling of a tissue on your teeth makes me want to
that's-
unalive myself.
I don't have that issue. I used to brush my teeth with tissues. Like before I'd go to school in the morning, I would literally go like scrub it because I was
The sound and the feeling
Yeah.
of it, like when I would have to pull my teeth out when they're
Oh.
when they were loose, I
Yeah.
couldn't use a tissue because it freaked me out. I
Yeah.
had to use I had to raw dog it with
No,
my hands.
I've been there. I've been there. Like when you get your fingernail like up inside of the tooth
Yeah.
and you got to pull on it. Yeah, sorry, I'm not meaning to. I'm
No,
just
it's
adding
fine.
to the details. She's cringing.
And then you like pop the tooth in your mouth and suck on it a little bit, and then you swallow it.
The amount of people that in my elementary school would say that they like swallowed their teeth in their sleep, I used to think that they
what?
were fucking disgusting.
How
like
do
I
you
look at
do
them
that?
and literally internally be like, "You're fucking gross." Like I would never. I like wouldn't talk to those people.
I would purposely wait to lose a tooth while I was at school so I could get that little box.
I've only done that once. I got that. I was like, my tooth fell out, but everyone saw me go.
You're like,
I think it was one of my not my two middle on top, but one of the ones beside it. I was like fucking pulling on that thing.
I used to do
gushing blood.
experiments as a kid to see if like Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy were real.
You left out teeth for Santa Claus.
No.
Dad took a bite out of one, put it back.
or you put it in the cookie dough.
He's like,
No, I said like to see if
Ah,
like
blood everywhere.
the Easter Bunny. Like I used to do experiments. One of the ones that I did with the Tooth Fairy is every time I lost a tooth, I never told mom or dad,
Yep.
and I put it under the pillow, and then nothing happened. And then I told
That's-
them, and then money appeared, and I was like,
yeah,
that
I did
happened.
that
I
with
did
Dad
that.
once.
Yeah.
and I was like, okay. And I remember one year on Christmas, I didn't believe in Santa Claus. I was like 9. You know what I mean? I was like, I was talking to mom and dad, and I was like, I don't think he's real, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And so they did some hoodoo magic on me. And no, I was opening a present. I was distracted, and Dad was standing behind me, and there was a present that they didn't wrap, and they shoved it behind me. And then I remember like leaning back up after, because I was bent over, and then I was like, oh my God, he is real.
I think they got that on video. I watched the video of it. And Dad's face, he was like,
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I believed it because I was a child.
yeah.
yeah.
I'll never forget the part of, I think it was 2002 Christmas or 2003 where Mom and Dad got me Play-Doh. And
Oh,
like
dude.
on the Play-Doh it says 3 and up, but I was like 2 or 1, and Dad just kind of read it and looked at Mom and was just kind of like he can't. We're gonna have to take that from him. It's gonna be. It's
he
gonna be a
was
fight.
like, he can use it as building blocks or something like that.
I can't remember what it was, but it
Why
was.
don't
just,
you remember specifically?
I was a child.
I remember as a kid, I don't remember if I was sent to my room, if it like, you remember when we had to take naps and shit? I remember I was laying on the floor. I don't know why I was laying on the floor, but I had a pillow and I had silly putty. You know what I mean? And I was playing with it, and I was just like laying on the floor on my pillow going, and then I was like, where do I put this? Because I want to go to sleep. You know what I mean? And so I shoved it on my pillow, and then I went to sleep, and it like all seeped into the carpet.
Oh.
You were laying on the floor.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that part.
Yeah, I was
Damn.
laying on the floor and I stuck it under my pillow. And I remember I woke up and I went, ee! And, ran off and did my own thing. And then Mom found it. And then she was so mad because I think we were renting at the time.
Yeah, I have a story similar to that with chewing gum in the back seat of the van.
Oh, God.
There, I don't remember which van it was because I know they had like 2 of them, but it was one that had a child seat built in, where like it folded down, and I sat down on that, and I would be in the car seat kind of.
I don't remember that.
Mom gave me a piece of gum, and I know specifically where we were. I like took the gum out of my mouth and like put it inside of like the child seat or whatever, and I was like doing this with it, and it was like stringy everywhere, and it was just like.
You're really having a blast back there.
and mom turns around, and she's getting on the highway, and she sees it. She pulls over just to spank me. She pulled over, pulled my pants down, bare ass spanked me because I put gum in the seat. Remember just hearing like, I'm like, boom, boom, boom. No.
Well, you're just a kid. You just wanted to play with some gum.
She's
apparently.
like, I'm never giving you gum ever again. I'm like,
Fair.
I think you probably need to talk to a therapist about that.
maybe, or maybe I just need to get revenge and do that to her.
Oh my god.
I hope she's not watching this. I've said way worse, but
Yeah, she does have the she does know the YouTube channel.
which we agreed
It's because
upon that we would not give it to
Yeah,
her.
you fucking psychopath. Cut that.
Go with the-
I've already talked to mom about this. I'm like, you don't want to watch that. She's
I
like,
told her.
I just see like her and Chuck sitting down for dinner and just like putting it on a big TV and just being like
and then I'm over
crying.
here like, I'm like, I went to the doctors because I had a UTI and I don't do anal with Maya and yeah, like that type of stuff.
I told her, I'm like, we did this with the mindset that our parents are not watching.
Well, one of them definitely isn't watching.
Yeah, I mean,
He did.
he's up there.
Come on in.
We got a special guest for the show today. It's our father. Becca, bring him in.
He's a little underweight.
I remember when after Dad died, when I had my when I got his car, somebody hit his car in the parking lot. You guys have probably heard this story.
Yeah. Oh
It was
my
right
God.
after he died, okay? And the cops knocked on the door because the guy obviously called the police because he hit my car. He did the right thing instead of just driving away. And they're like, is Tim Lyons here? Tim Lyons? We need Tim Lyons. And I was like, yeah, he's right there. And I pointed to the urn. They had flashlights and everything because it was like early in the morning. And they were like shining flashlights all over my apartment. And I was like, yeah, he's right there. He's dead.
It's so funny because like before he passed, I got in a car accident, like driving to, well, not an accident, someone backed into me.
Oh, I remember that. It was on Industrial.
Yeah.
You were
Well-
at the Thorntons.
It was on Buttermilk.
Oh, what?
It was at a speedway.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like this is weird how like our cars have suffered since.
I hit
It's
a
all his
turkey.
fault. You hit a turkey. Keelan hit a fucking deer.
You hit
Or
I
the deer-
did.
the
I
deer
hit a
hit
deer the
you.
other day.
The deer hit you.
True.
Same thing happened to my buddy on Turkey Foot. It's like, what the fuck? How does
But
that
was
even...
there a deer foot?
Mine was 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, and I was on the highway, and there was just a random deer. And it was scared. It was freaked out. I got up and close and personal. I saw.
It was running away from a bear.
Okay, when I hit it, I got up and close and personal with his face because his face smashed on my windshield.
Ooh.
And by the way, when a deer hits your windshield, if you have any coins in your car, the coins flung up in the air and all went and like pelted me because I had them in like my console thing and in my door handle, like there's a little cubby in my door handle. It just all of it flung up and just hit me, and I was like, quarters.
You got hit with a coin grenade.
Well, I had it was
Yeah.
like everything in my like chapstick and shit just like flung in my car.
I heard that like similar to that, if you get in a car accident and you have stuff in your car, like I can't remember where I saw this, but apparently one time a person got in a wreck and they had groceries in their car and a gallon of milk apparently almost took their head off
Oh God.
from the
Well,
like,
that's why they say
impact.
people in the back seat need to wear a seatbelt because if they don't, they can fling up into the front seat and kill you.
That's why I always carry dumbbells in my back seat. So if I get in an accident, it takes me out.
You're
Just-
like,
just
I
in
want to make
case, you know.
sure.
Dying in a car accident is the most manly
Do you really have
thing
dumbbells
you
in
can
your
do.
backseat?
No,
Okay.
what?
How is it manly to die from
It's just like no man can take you out except for motorized, heavy 5-ton instruments.
it's like the ultimate man versus machine.
Me and my buddy were talking about it because he was riding in my car and he wasn't wearing a seatbelt, and I was like, "Why? Like, put on your seatbelt." The thing's yelling at me. He was like, "No," because if I get in a car accident and I die with a seatbelt on,
Oh my God.
he's like, I would rather die going through the windshield than die in the car.
That's how Justin was when I first met him, and like he said that his parents would tell him, like, because he rode a motorcycle when I met him, not to wear a helmet or anything like that because they don't want to take care of a vegetable. That's what they would tell him. Yeah, they'd be like, I don't want to take care of a vegetable.
They probably didn't get any vaccines either.
I don't know, but I know that he never wore a seatbelt or anything, and I was like, no, because now the vegetable would be my problem. You know
You could make soup.
You can make soup.
So
But yeah, no, now he wears a seatbelt. The amount of times that man has gone through a windshield, though, you think that he'd put a seatbelt on.
how many times though? That's insane.
And he's had people go through his windshield as well. He told me about that one time.
Yeah.
Some dude came through his windshield. He's like, oh, this is different being on this end of it.
Well, I feel like I make sure to wear a seatbelt because I think about the story that Popple told me where he was in a car accident and he watched somebody projectile out of their car and land on the pavement and how fucked up that made him.
I told you about how I saw the aftermath of that, right?
Yeah.
But the guy looked fine. He was just laying on his back. He must have landed, must have did a flip and landed on his back.
You were with Popple when that happened?
No.
Oh, I was talking about Popple.
No, I know, but I was saying that the other week I saw the aftermath of that next to where, remember I saw that one motorcycle accident?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the accident. I saw it right after it happened.
Yeah.
Dude's shoes were over there. I remember being like, his shoes flew off, and Justin was like, yeah, that happens. And I'm like,
That's
It does.
crazy.
the force is just gone.
The amount of shit that Justin's been through, he shouldn't be alive right now.
For real.
It sounds like he needs to wear a helmet in a car.
I mean, like he went skydiving for the first time, and apparently this happened all on the same day. His instructor died, and he broke both of his ankles.
His instructor died because of the skydiving.
Yeah, he smashed into somebody else in the sky, going like fucking 100 miles an hour because he was going.
Was it just him or was he with someone?
He wasn't attached to him, was he?
No, Justin went through a class because he's like, if I'm going down, I'm not going down attached to somebody.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to die.
That sounds awful.
So he went through some kind of class to get, so he could go down by himself.
Yeah.
So he got his license and shit. But yeah, he broke both of his ankles. And yeah, because I think there was something wrong with his chute or something like that. And it didn't deploy till
sounds like
too
something
late.
was wrong with the
so he hit the
shoes.
ground going really fucking hard.
Fucking gravity.
Nice. Mm-hmm. I just imagine after all these injuries, Justin is in a full body cast. Like that one SpongeBob health inspector, just fully on a breathing tube,
I don't know what I would do. Can you imagine if something like that happened to Justin? He's alive, everything's fine, but he's gonna have a year recovery. How am I gonna afford my house?
Divorce.
No, I wouldn't divorce him because he injured himself. That's so fucked.
Do you know the statistics that a man will divorce a woman if they're sick or injured?
Yeah, no.
Keep that in mind, ladies.
I think it's a very high percentage that if a man has to become a caregiver, they leave.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately.
Women just need to know their place. And
Yeah.
if they get hurt,
Fuck them.
what the You're fucking with my camera, goddammit! Get your ass out of there! Oh. You didn't already have that? Wow, underprepared.
Oh shit, you're underprepared with the undercut.
You got about 5 minutes of usable footage right now.
Whatever. Do we have to have do we need to follow a specific plot line to get it to make it in the podcast, or what is the qualifications?
The qualifications are, I'm trying to answer this seriously. I'm not trying to make a joke. As long as it's not super political, or if it's not too personal, if we're saying names or locations, that type of thing, or if Caitlin looks at the camera.
That's the only thing.
That is the 3 qualifications.
So wait, if she's looking at the camera while I'm saying something, does it get cut?
No, because I'll just be using your camera. Unless it's we're all 3 talking about something at the same time, then I use that one just because it's hard to oh, this person talking. Oh.
Yeah.
I'll just use that for 5 minutes. I'm like, sweet, I just got through 5 minutes of footage. Let's go. But yeah. I mean, Caitlin, you can look at the camera. But when it's longer than 5 seconds, I'm like, stop. Stop. I literally hit the L button on the keyboard and it goes double times and then
She doesn't blink
So I'm an old lady now. I drink my sodas with straws.
Wait, is that an old lady thing?
Uh-oh. Why do you do it?
Is it an old lady thing? Is it actually?
Yes.
Like to bend the stroll over me?
Or is it just a sick person thing? Or a injured person thing?
I don't know. It makes me think of like old ladies who smoke cigarettes and then they have a straw in their soda. I don't know. And then I go home and I put my heated blanket on me and then I crochet.
That you should have said that first.
Yeah, Justin's like, since I've been using the straw, he's like, my little old lady. Because I'm like covered up in my heated blanket.
10 years younger than him and he's calling you an old lady.
Well, I mean, if the shoe fits.
You're not Cinderella, sweetheart. Let me tell you
That was a good response back to that. You know what? I'll make my own fairy tale. Thank you very much.
I've never called anyone sweetheart. That kind of made me cringe a little bit.
I don't need a
Like,
man.
you're
I don't need a man
sweetheart.
to save me. Okay, thank you very much.
That's okay. Then you'll just live as the caregiver in the house that you don't want to be in. Isn't that the plot of Cinderella? She's like,
She's a stepdaughter.
she's a fucking slave. She's
think they
washing
need
the
to-
clothes.
I think
bro.
we're all slaves currently. I mean, we're all fucking underpaid and overworked.
I can't be
and
underpaid if I don't work.
You
just-
are underpaid if you
I
don't
can't
work.
be underpaid if I'm not alive.
If I just don't go to work. Which I haven't been doing.
You
just
haven't?
haven't been going.
Do you get paid still?
Well,
Matthew! What the fuck,
that's
bruh?
neither here nor there.
What if you get fired? And then you have to explain to your next job why you got fired. Duh.
Speaking of which, I have an interview with Fidelity on the 2nd of May at 10 a.m. and it's an hour-long interview, a phone interview.
Oh, okay, that's not. So
Yeah.
is it like a stage where you have to get through that stage and then you do the in person? And
Yeah, they have like I think minimum is 2 rounds. If you really really impress them, then there's no need for a third. But the majority of the time, you have to be like super qualified to get to like skip a round of the interview. But I'm fucking shit myself because the last time I had an actual interview where like I had to like convince the person to hire me.
what?
Well, because the last like 2 or 3 jobs that I worked, there was either no interview or like they're like, you can have the job. It's just you just have to essentially prove that you are not a criminal. You know what I mean? That type of thing, like background check. Like Jewelcraft was the job's yours if you want it. I just needed to make sure that this is something that you wanted to do because we want people long term. And at the time, I was like, fuck yeah, I'll do it long term. I don't care.
JK.
Lol, 1 year later. Lol. But Fidelity, she about to shit.
You leave me alone. She really is an old lady.
We had our first walk off. She ran
She's
off.
crying, but not from her eyes.
She's painting your toilet brown right now.
Ew.
But I am shitting myself because Fidelity does have like a higher bar for interviews. So, I mean, I know the interview is going to be straightforward. Like, they essentially tell you how the interview is going to go before you do it. Of course, the second the door closes, she's like, why is the door closed? But an hour long is so
That would
fucking...
freak me
It's
out.
I mean, they're going to immediately be like, so tell me about yourself. I'm going to be like, I was born and then I'm here now.
I never understand how to answer that question. Like, do you say, like, what do you say?
I looked it up and apparently you're supposed to be like, well... If you look at my resume, I started working at so and so, and then I that taught me this and that, and then I decided that wasn't for me, and I moved on to somewhere.
But they're asking about yourself, not your job history.
Right, but
So how do you answer about yourself? I never knew how to answer that.
apparently you're supposed to use your resume.
Oh, like I went to college for this long, and I went there for this and this. And
Like I graduated from Dixie Heights 2020, and then I started working at. Well, I mean, I don't have my entire resume history on my resume, only like the last 3 jobs that I've had, just because, like Walmart, Skyline, Amazon, the fuck else have I worked? That's not on my resume. I think just those 3.
Did you put your side job as a drug dealer on there?
I did not, but I will definitely bring that up to them. I'll have a little sticky note, but I forgot to put that on my resume. It's like crack cocaine, marijuana, fentanyl.
But like, what could they possibly ask you for an hour straight?
That's what I'm saying. It's just to get to know you and just to make sure that you know what the job is. And I think they do everything in their power to weed out people. They want people that actually want to work there. They don't want just anybody. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like so rigorous and it's like so time consuming because the process is like over a month to like all these interviews. I mean, but I get it. You know, it used to be harder. Like when Maya applied, she had to like answer video questions and that type of thing. And
She applied to Fidelity?
yeah, like over actually right after we moved into the condo we're living in now. So about 2 years ago, she had the first interview and then she wasn't accepted and she just gave up. But my buddy Mason, who works there, is like, if they decline you, you should just reapply and just go through it again because then that shows that you actually want to work there.
True.
So it is nerve-wracking. I hope I can get through the first time, but if not, I'm going to keep trying because, you know.
Don't forget the STAR method during interview questions.
What's that?
Stare, twiddle your thumbs.
Don't fart.
No, they ask
act crazy.
they ask behavioral questions,
Yeah.
and you want to use the STAR method, which is like situation, tactic.
So I
don't
shouldn't
remember.
tell them that I have a personality disorder and I'm very my moods are unstable.
No, like you want to set up the scenario. You want to describe what your task was. ST. The action. The action
Shitting.
you took to complete that task, and then your resolution. STAR.
I'd rather be unemployed.
That when I ask behavioral questions, that's what they're looking for is situation, action, or task, action, resolution. You wanted to have set up
We should
in
do
that
a
order.
mock interview. So, when was the last time you had a difficult situation with a customer, and how did you resolve it?
Well, the last time I had a difficult situation with a customer, it was actually at the gun range that I used to work at, and his name was Chris Kyle, and he was really mouthing off to me, and I don't like to take any disrespect, especially when it comes to my profession. So when he went down to load up his sniper rifle, he was probably 300 yards down. I just decided just to stand behind him, and I had my fully loaded 9mm Luger in my hand, and when he fired his shot, I fired mine. So that's why he's dead.
So the resolution is his death.
Yeah. Yes. Precisely. And they some other guy took the fall for it, so I was able to continue.
Should I remind you that this interview is being recorded for quality assurance?
It's been over 10 years. That's the statute of limitations for murder. So.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
No, I think I would be horrified.
Do you know who Chris Kyle is?
That sounds like a made-up name.
American Sniper.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, that's how he died. He went to a gun range and some dude was like, and like got him.
Wait, actually? You scared her.
It was like some other veteran.
Damn.
Yeah.
They just let anyone in there, huh?
What's a gun
Apparently.
range? Yeah, that's what it's for. They will let anybody in there.
I'm gonna have to start doing interviews soon, and I'm not excited for it. Like the
Yeah.
one job that I could have got as a flight controller.
That sounds
For
right.
Amazon?
I know there's like the name for it.
A flight controller, I chickened out. I freaked out because the interview process, and I was like, nope, and I just never submitted in the rest of my information.
Yeah,
But I could have gotten that
traffic control.
job. Traffic control, yeah. Flight traffic control. I qualified for that position, and I was like,
That makes me nervous, because, like, okay, fucking rude. Quiet on set. Fuck.
it was mom.
Interrupting the pod.
Like, when I graduate and I get my degree and I'm going to go to a job in my field, I'm going to probably have to go through an interview process like that. Mm-hmm. And that's horrifying.
Yeah.
Like, all the interviews I've ever had is they've hired me, like, on the spot.
Right.
Just like that's how the interviews I've been. Just keep going to interview after interview after interview until you're like numb to it, and it's just like whatever. Yeah. Like when I was trying to be a nurse aide, I went to interview after interview, and I went to St. Elizabeth, and it was like a board interviewed me.
That's how
board.
Fidelity is. It's going to be like 2 or 3 people.
It was a room of like 10 people asking me questions.
What if I just start crying and they're like, okay, you can have the job. Stop crying, please.
Like your emotional outburst.
Kill myself.
Your
I just emotionally manipulate them.
Your emotional outburst makes me uncomfortable. You have the job.
It's yours. Just shut up.
Can you imagine, no, I don't think that you can be emotionally unwell being a nurse aide.
True.
Yeah, that you have to have really thick skin for that.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be trying to get into the financial field.
Yeah. You're going to be dealing with people, but just in a different way.
I don't want to deal with people at all. That's why I'm going into the financial field.
You're still going to deal with people in diapers. You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah.
In the financial field. Who do you think your main audience is?
You got your old people with their 401ks and their IRAs, and they're like, I don't know what the fuck to do with this money. I want to invest it, but I don't know where. Oh, wait, no, you're going accounting. They're going to be like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I haven't filed my taxes in fucking decades, and they're wanting me to pay now. What do I do?
I somehow spent $20,000 on diapers.
That's a CPA. I do not plan on becoming a CPA. I want to be, I forgot what it's called, like an MLA or something like that. I don't remember what it's
format?
called. Where I work for a company, and I'm an accountant in a company.
Like
So I don't want to do taxes and shit. Like CPA is certified public accountant. I do not want to be a public accountant. I want to be an internal accountant at a company.
You got to have a lot of CP to do that.
What?
Excuse me?
I'm sure that they would supply me with a computer.
I said CP, not PC.
I thought you said CPU.
No. You're going to need like terabytes and terabytes of CP to effectively work out that job.
Do you forget what that is? Or you... Child?
Oh, I was not picking up what you're putting down. I thought you were actually like saying that. I was
I'm
like,
not putting down anything. I'm not putting down anything.
No, I was like, I'm sure that my company would supply me with what I needed to work. That's why I was like, I was so
supply
confused.
me with plenty of CP. Don't worry.
I thought he was talking about computer terms, so I wasn't.
Remember, we almost named the pod Cedar Pod, and then CP was like the thing that we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Destroy the child. Kill them all.
Yep. Sounds like a plan.
You remember that Predator when we were a kid? When we were at that gas station and he was taking pictures of me and you, Becca?
I was there. It wasn't just you guys, it was me too.
I don't remember you there.
I remember Mom being like,
no, she made a scene.
She called the police. I remember being in the car, like seeing police arrive. I'm just like...
I remember having like a drink or something.
Yeah, he was taking pictures of you drinking your drink.
It was like a flip phone, right?
Yeah, it was a flip phone because it was like back in like 2004.
It was at Thornton's, right?
I thought it was at the Shell on Turkey Foot and Dudley.
I thought it was the Shell too.
That was weird.
But yeah, we were standing in line and there was this older man taking pictures of me and Becca as little kids drinking our little fountain drinks. And this lady tapped on Mom's shoulder and was like, that man was taking pictures of your children. And then Mom lost her shit, rightfully so.
I'm like surprised she didn't like start throwing hands.
I mean, yeah.
Oh my God.
And that's why and that's why I would choose the bear every time.
Oh, Matt, have you heard the scenario with the bear and the man?
Help the bear.
Okay. We're gonna ask you. Okay, if you were alone out in the woods, would you rather be alone with a bear or alone with a man?
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
Well, if I am the man alone.
Yeah,
I'm alone with another person.
Yeah,
another man or another bear or a bear, and you're in the middle of nowhere, remote location, miles of woods.
You don't know this man. You don't know anything about this man. There's just a man there,
and you don't know anything about the bear.
Why would I want to be alone with it? Is this a trick question?
Well, there's a thing behind it, but we want to know what your answer would be. Right.
I also before we tell them what it's all about, I have another scenario.
I do. I have one too.
Okay, it's probably the same one. Yeah. Go ahead. A man.
Why would I want to be alone with a bear?
So you choose the man?
I'm not gay. Well, I'm not choosing the man
in
gay intentions.
In the bedroom.
You're just out in the woods. You're just out in the fucking woods.
Alone with a bear?
Okay, here's the real scenario. You're in the woods, and there's a chance you could come across a man, or there's a chance you could come across a bear.
I'm not coming across nobody.
Okay, but I'm saying you're alone in the woods. You're not like face to face with either of them, but you know that there's a bear or a man in that woods. Which would you rather be in the woods with?
I'm alone with both of them apparently.
Well, I mean,
they're both in the woods. I'm with them both. I feel like if I answer either way, they're gonna be like, you're gay or something.
No, it's just answer it how you would if you. It's like a would you rather.
Probably. I mean, bear is fucking terrifying. But I mean, I guess another guy, because it's like, it makes more sense. I wouldn't want to be alone with a fucking 2-ton beef.
Yeah.
Well, okay, what? Just
Okay,
let it go.
now say you have a daughter. Okay, you have a daughter, and that daughter's alone in the woods. Would you rather that daughter be alone with a bear, or would you rather that daughter be alone with a man?
And you don't know anything about either of them.
I mean, still the bear. Like, it's gonna just...
You would rather the daughter be alone with a bear than a man?
I'd
Like I said,
rather-
it's a grown man. You don't know anything about him other than
I'd
he's a man.
rather it be the man, just because I'm just imagining the scenario. They're both lost and they're trying to get out.
Okay, let's say it's a little girl.
Well, the fucking bear. It's just gonna fucking...
Okay, but think about the statistics. How many times has a bear attacked a human?
A lot, I'm sure.
There's been like 70 deaths from a bear attack.
Ever?
Yeah.
No. I haven't been in the woods enough to come across a bear.
I've come across
Okay.
a bear in the woods.
Now think about how many times a man has attacked a woman.
Or a person in general.
Think about the statistics.
Right, but it's a bear.
Okay, but listen, a bear will not attack you unprovoked.
It depends on what kind of bear.
That's part of it. Because the whole thing is, as women, we would rather pick the bear
Yeah.
because we would rather take our chances with the bear than a man.
People
based on
would
stats.
believe me if a bear attacked me.
Yeah. Because the things that a man could do to a woman.
Well, if you went in the woods and you were attacked by a man and you told me you were attacked by a man, obviously I'm going to be like, there's going to
But
be
you
like...
would have questions.
Well, obviously I'd be like, why were you in the... Like, why would you be in the woods? Like, I would say that to anybody that's in the woods. Why the fuck would you even be in there? Like, what was your reasoning for being there? It's a scenario. If
Yeah.
this is real life, obviously
But
you're
if
not
I
going to
said
go...
I was attacked by a bear, you wouldn't be like, why were you in the woods?
Well, if you were going on a hike by yourself, I would obviously be like, why are you going on a hike by yourself? That's dumb.
Is that victim blaming?
No.
How is
No.
it?
Anybody that goes in the woods by themselves, other than like maybe Justin, because he has experience with it. But if you just, obviously you're not the type of person to just like go into the woods by yourself. I would obviously be like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Why would the reason be that I shouldn't do that? What is the reason?
Because being somewhere like that by yourself, man or woman,
But
is
what is the
dumb.
reason? Why is it dangerous?
Because if you're going into nature like that by yourself,
Are you saying because of the animals?
because of anything, it's a dangerous place. I mean, anywhere is dangerous, but like just go, like you are in nature, like you are in the food chain when you step into those fucking...
But do you think having someone else with you and coming into to contact with a wild animal would increase your chances of survival?
Being with somebody else, I would think so, because then it's 2-on-1. I mean, I know even if it's a bear, you're probably still fucked, but at that point it's a 50-50 who that bear goes for if he's charging, you know what I mean? But
The whole point of that scenario, it's been going on TikTok, but the whole point is for guys to realize that a lot of women would rather take their chances with the bear because of the the horrific things that a man could do to us. Like all the things, like to us, death is less scary than the things that a man could do to you and like traumatize you for the rest of your
Yeah.
life. Like I would rather die than be like essayed or like kidnapped and essayed for years, months, be tortured or whatever the fuck.
Right.
I would rather take my chances with that bear than a man.
right, I guess in the scenario I was assuming that the man was there to help, like,
Oh, yeah.
or like also stranded, and they're like in the same predicament as you. Like, I mean, obviously this isn't like real life, so like I'm just thinking he's in the same situation as me, and we're like, are you lost too? Like, okay, cool.
I think you think that way is because you would be that way. If you saw a girl in the woods, you would be like helping.
Yeah.
But the reality is a lot of men
Actually, I would
wouldn't.
tie them up and
Oh my,
sexually
shut
assault them.
Jesus fucking Christ. But I think it's like, because obviously it's not all men, right?
Right.
We know that. We understand that. But the chances of it being one of those men is like a high percentage.
Yeah.
The bear's predictable. Man is not.
And a lot of times a bear will leave you alone.
9 out of 10 times bears will
And
fuck
then
off.
sometimes, a lot of times, a man will provoke and follow and stalk. Because the reality is, a woman's number one predator is men. a man's number one predator is probably a bear. But so that's why you're like, I'd rather be with a bear because like
the
it's less
IRS.
scary. Yeah.
The IRS. for me.
Exactly.
I once went camping out in the middle of the woods in the middle of nowhere, and there was these dudes, and they threw firecrackers at my tent while I was sleeping.
I hate that so much.
I want you to imagine being out in the middle of the woods, like like Daniel Boone National Forest. Like there are bears and shit out there, and then you hear pop 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 pop, and then people are a dude going, and then you hear as they drive away. It was terrifying.
Yeah.
It was scary. Like little psychopaths.
That's why I bought a gun. I don't have it with me, by the way.
Thank you.
It's at my house. But yeah.
So now let's re-ask the question. If you had a young daughter, or let's say a 13-year-old daughter, would you rather be alone with a bear or a man?
Well, since she's of age, I think she can make whatever decision she wants to make. I mean, in my mind, I'm trying to give the random man the benefit of the doubt. I'm thinking that he would be like, I mean, I understand it might be a coin flip, but if this is someone who is like not all there, obviously maybe the bear, but I'm assuming that the man is like the average everyday, like will go out of the way to help.
Yeah.
New scenario. It's the zombie apocalypse, and you come across a man in the woods.
Okay. And then what?
There's a 90% chance he could be a zombie.
No,
What?
he's
Or
not
what
a
do you mean?
zombie. If there was a zombie apocalypse, the number one enemy would be other people.
True.
I watch enough of The Walking Dead to know.
There's a
this.
zombie bear.
No, I think in the zombie apocalypse, you'd rather come across a bear definitely than a man.
What happened, Rick? I thought you weren't the good guy anymore. Ain't that what you said? Even here right now, you ain't gonna fight for her? I'm a better man than you, Rick. I'm better for Lori, man. I'm better for Carl than you.
Oh God, Shane! I hated Shane.
I love Shane.
That says a lot about your character.
I'll tell you one thing, I'd pick a bear over Shane.
I just think that they killed him off too soon. They made him, if he lasted more than 2 seasons, it would have been a good show, but they just butt heads so much. Like, Rick's
Shane
like,
was
I need to be the one.
Not a good person.
No, but he had to do what it took to survive.
Well, he knew that Rick was in the hospital, and this was before everything went to shit, and
He didn't know he was alive, though. He barricaded, but everything goes to shit, and it's like you haven't seen him in, I mean, no, it's been like 1 month, but when you're in that situation, and it's like, you don't know who's alive, you just assume that whatever group you're with, like, that's it.
1 month later, and he gets with his wife.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, if I was in a situation and Maya was with one of my friends or whatever, it's like, you don't know anybody in the world, you're gonna fucking go crazy. I wouldn't hold it against either of them. Just honestly.
Can you imagine though? Like,
if this was like on a Tuesday, like now, I'd be pissed. If everybody's dead except for like 5 people,
and
they
then
don't
you show
know.
back up and Maya's with one of your friends. And then she gets pregnant with his baby.
I don't understand how that is like even a thought in someone's head. Like, I want to be in a relationship when you're in a fucking apocalypse.
Well, if you don't know if you're gonna live tomorrow, you know what I mean.
Like, are you gonna have dates? Are you gonna go out together and like?
I
just
feel
watch
like
a movie.
in
Go
Lori's
animalistic.
shoes, I would get with the man who I thought was the smartest and the strongest,
That's exactly what Lori did.
who could take care of me.
That's exactly what Lori
Because
did.
I don't have any skills outside, in survival
But
mode.
why do you have to be in a relationship? I don't understand that part. Like, why can't you just be
Because
like,
men always
a group?
want something, and what he wants is that.
You're right.
And you gotta trade that for your protection. I mean,
hate that, but-
realistically, yes. I would probably do the same thing that Lori did because, I mean, the world went to shit. Everyone I know is fucking dead. Hey, there's this man here who will take care of me and help me learn how to survive in the world.
Yeah.
They always want.
You just gotta do the hokey pokey every once in a while.
That's
But
what
imagine-
it's all about.
limited showers.
It wouldn't smell good, but I mean, hey, that's the trade-off.
You would get used to that pretty quick. You know what I mean? Because we've only been taking showers in like the last 100 years. You know what I mean? It is very, very new for humans to be clean.
Have you guys seen Shogun?
No, I've heard about it though. I've heard it's good.
One of the parts in Shogun is like he's in a new culture, he's in Japan, and he doesn't like, it's like culture shock. And one of the things that they say to him is like, or he's like, you and your baths, you guys take baths all the time, because in England they didn't take baths that often, but like he'd take a bath and then later on in the day they'd like prepare another bath for him, and he'd be like, he's like, no, I just took a bath 3 days ago. You know what I mean?
It's like, we can tell.
Yeah, and they're like, because they don't speak the language, it's like huge culture shock. I just spit.
But how, like, I'm so sensitive to smells. How did they deal with it? It's like they didn't know anything else.
Because that was just normal. Like with pheromones and nature. I mean, I think that humans are different with pheromones. At least nowadays, we don't smell like an armpit and be like, I mean, some people do. if it's like someone, I mean, I'm not like that, but I've heard people who like the smell of their partner. Mm-hmm. I beat Maya relentlessly whenever I smell her armpit, so she knows to smell like a flower. No, obviously not. I just,
flower.
But no, I mean, if someone stinks, I'm gonna be like, you fucking stink, dude.
Wow.
But if this is nature,
well, everyone smelled that way back in the day.
Everyone
Nobody
stank.
smelled good.
I also wonder because like the earth wasn't as hot back then, so maybe they weren't as sweaty.
Well, you also got to think they were the most populated areas was like England, right? And in that part of the world, it doesn't get that hot. No, like they don't have AC.
I also wonder, since all of our food has so much chemicals and like it's all just horse shit that we're eating, if that's contributing to our stench. Because I'm sure back then they were just eating like fruits and veggies and shit. So
more younger people are getting cancer and shit.
Thank God. Just kidding.
No, like getting cancers it's like what is it? Colon cancer, mm-hmm. and what's it called? The uterine cancer. Mm-hmm. I forgot what it's called. They're getting cancers like that because it's obviously the AITA. I'm not a scientist, but they think it's because of the fucking shit that they put in our fucking food. And it's cancers that people shouldn't get until they're like in their 40s and they're 20 and 30 getting these cancers.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So you know what that means, guys. We got to live off grid and we got to grow our own food. What was it we were talking the other day? I saw an argument on a Reddit post of people arguing what off-grid meant. They're like, off-grid means you're completely away from the government. Like, no, off-grid just means that you're not on the grid.
What is the grid, though?
Like the electrical grid?
Yeah, you're not using the government electrical grid or government water. You are just living and you're growing your own food. You can still use technology.
So you just have to find a place that's away from all that?
Yeah, and you like have solar panels for your electric, and then you clean your own water and shit. You just don't use
degrees to it. Some people are probably like just
there's different
full
degrees.
blown like Amish about it.
Yeah, some people. Yeah, you can, but you can still have technology and be off grid.
Yep.
Like some people, you still have to make a little bit of money because you still have to pay taxes. Nobody can be fully off grid.
Yeah.
What if I fake my own death?
I mean, then you can live off grid all you want to because everyone would think you were dead.
I could just birth a child and not tell anybody.
That's so true, though. Like, imagine how many people have done that.
I mean, I'm sure you go to jail, but like, how long could you get away with it? Like, until they need to get a job or something, and they're like, "Do you have a social security?" Like, mm-mm.
They can't even speak English.
Have you heard of that lady who kept giving birth to children in secret, and she put them in a shoebox and stick them in the garage?
Yes.
And then they found like a whole garage full of dead babies in shoeboxes.
Was it full-term babies, or did she have miscarriages?
I think they were full-term babies. She just put them in a shoebox. And it was like the husband didn't get in trouble, and it's like, how didn't you know?
Baby came out of one box and got put in another one.
Shut the fuck up.
Damn.
All right, are we ready? Oh, I thought it wasn't. We were an hour in.
Are
we ready to do the Reddit segment?
There's a Reddit? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I have.
But I will say I should probably go after that because I'm meeting Maya for lunch at noon.
Well, I'm trying to make it to where it's an hour 15. So the Reddit, we're 55 minutes in.
I think we can use like all of this episode. I don't think we talked about anything that we should cut.
No.
So just whatever
okay, we got 2 of them. So which one?
Gamble. Is that what you're gonna
say?
Gamble, guys. I'll put down 10 if you put down 10.
What?
Can I put down some peanuts?
I'm trying to go to Hard Rock and play roulette for my lunch break.
Russian roulette?
Did I not save any of these? Becca, did you save one?
I thought it was on there. Is it from 411 or?
Oh, did you change them to where it's... Did you put them in mine?
No.
It says 411 and it's under my name. That's why I was like...
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, we'll see.
I don't even remember which one.
I don't remember what I did either. There's
Thank
one
you
that
guys
says
so much
stage
for
5
watching.
cancer.
Stage 5? I thought it was 4 and that's it.
Yeah, that's what it said.
Jesus Christ.
Stage 37 cancer.
Leveled up. Max
Okay.
prestige.
This one is like... Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my twin sister she will never fit in with us? I, 29 female, have 4 siblings. Mark, 33 male. Josh, 31 male. Eva, 29 female. And Tony, 26 male. Me and Eva are fraternal twins. Our mother was a stay-at-home mom, but she was emotionally absent. Growing up, our father was very hard on us. He wanted his first son to be a doctor, so Mark had to work all the time. He had Josh learn the violin at 4 years old and made him play for hours. Tony had to be a lawyer. I had the chance to be a beautiful kid.
What?
I don't know. That's what it says. I had to reread that. I had the chance to be a beautiful kid, and I participated in beauty pageants starting at 3 years old. Eva was free of this because she wasn't beautiful, and my father didn't think a woman could do much anyway. She always had liberty and could do whatever she wanted without pressure on her shoulders. She could have friends, had no care about her grades, and didn't have to work her ass off every day. We are not proud of it, but we tended to exclude her since she was slacking off while we were working hard. She also was a problematic teen. She skipped class, hung around a bad crowd, and drank. She even disappeared for a week without notice when we were 15, stating after that she wanted to get away with her boyfriend for a road trip while I wasn't even allowed to leave the house for a night because my parents wanted to make sure I did my work and would only eat what I was allowed to. Eva would throw tantrums saying she was neglected and no one would care if she disappeared. I was enraged with her because she never realized the chance she had, and we only grew apart from that point. After high school, I went far away and started working as a makeup artist. I eloped with Eli, 27M, and never looked back. Last month, our father passed away, and my siblings and I went to the family home for the funeral. We stayed for 3 weeks and reconnected a lot. Mark had a breakdown at 23 from all the pressure and barely recovered. He is now happier, got a job in a tech lab, and is married and has 2 little kids. Josh stopped playing the violin and is a drummer and a piano teacher. Tony is a public defender. Eva chose to be a social worker. It was a bit weird with Eva since we hadn't seen each other for years and gave up contact too. She once again tried to dismiss what we went through, saying that she was as abused as us, even though that is nowhere near true. One evening, she completely flipped out on us, calling us assholes and saying that we were like our father and excluded her. She kept going about how our parents never took an interest in her, neither did we, and that she went through hell thinking she was worthless. Mark started to cry, so Eva took out... Give me a second. Mark started to cry, so I took Eva out and lashed out at her, saying she was an asshole for being jealous of our misery and that she will never fit in with us because she never got abused, and it was insane of her to claim she had. She left that night and didn't apologize for any of it. When I went home, I cried a lot and told everything to my husband, expecting him to support me. But he said I should be the one to call and apologize to my sister. So am I the asshole?
I'm so confused. So how does she not get abused?
Well, the father was really strict on all the siblings except for her.
Oh.
The father made all the siblings go, like, one had to be a doctor, one had to be a lawyer, and then the one sister had to be in beauty pageants and stuff. But they just, like, ignored Eva. I mean, she even left for a week and at 15, and nobody noticed. Nobody noticed that she was gone.
I mean, neglect is abuse, so...
Like, she was completely ignored.
I don't think anyone's the asshole. Well, I don't know. I want to hear what everyone else has to say first. What do you think?
I think that she definitely was the asshole because she was basically like you weren't abused like we were, when she was abused, just a different form of abuse. And she was pretty much, Eva was right, in my opinion, because they were pretty much doing the same to her as her family did. They excluded her.
Yeah.
They added into the abuse. So she felt like she didn't matter and that she was fucking worthless. Like, that's a horrible fucking situation. And her twin sister is a fucking bitch.
Like, just because you can't see the abuse doesn't mean it hasn't happened.
Yeah, it just seems like they're both kind of envious of each other's situation.
Yeah.
Like, the one that was ignored wanted to be included, or would have wanted to be included and didn't feel like it, and then the ones that were included didn't want to be.
But yeah, I thought it was like really fucked up, because not only is her sister dismissing her sister's trauma, but she's also adding to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, when I read the story, it made me so fucking sad. Like, people were like, your sister disappeared at 15 for a week and no one noticed. This is severely abusive. It's not a competition.
Yeah.
Like, siblings can go through childhood and some can come out traumatized and some can't. It's just like, it depends on the person and like how they cope with things.
Plus, you got to think, like, example, when we were a kid, the set of parents that we got are different than the set of parents that Matthew got. Because, like, example, mom had us when she was in her early 20s. So we had younger parents, and then they got older and matured, and then had Matthew. And like, so it was completely different set of parents. Like, Matthew doesn't, obviously, because he wasn't alive, remember Dad back in the 90s. Dad was a different person in the 90s than he was in the 2000s. Because they grew up and changed. I mean, think about you in your teens versus you in your 20s. Different. And me in my 20s versus me going into my 30s. Different.
Yeah.
Way different. Like, I'm so much more mature now than I was when I was 22. It looks like we have 3 of them.
Well, how much time do you have, Matt? Where are you meeting? Is it far away?
It's not terribly far away. Actually, now that I think about it, it's technically Erlanger, but it's more so Hebron. It's Maya works at Jewelcraft now, so I'm meeting her for her lunch break for today.
Oh, so you're meeting her there. I thought you guys were meeting at a place.
No, well, I'm meeting at her work.
Okay.
So
her lunch starts at 12 and is.
I mean, she doesn't have to take it right at 12. That's just kind of like where she aims to take it. So we could probably do one more, and then I probably.
That's what I was thinking.
I'll leave after. All right. Okay, give me a short one, sweet.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole? I have cancer.
Is that what it says?
No.
You're the asshole.
It says, am I the asshole?
Is it asshole cancer?
Shit, am I the asshole? Am I the asshole? I have stage 4 cancer and said no shit to what I thought was in-laws weird / insensitive comment. I don't even understand. I just need to read.
Matt, why don't you lift your head up so you can actually be in the...
I don't want to do that. I have stage 4 cancer and with... Oh, fuck. And,
why don't you take a breath and read it to yourself and then read it out loud?
You pass out.
I have stage 4 cancer with young kids and wife, probably going to die within the next 1 to 2 years, so my fuse is shortened with certain people. In-laws say to me, it must be hard for your family and what your family is going through. I want you to know this is not your fault. They have said something similar to me before, and I just said, I know, and moved on. This time, I couldn't take it and said, no shit, it's pretty obvious I didn't deserve cancer, and I know it's not my fault for getting it. She became upset and told a few people I was rude to her. Should I apologize? Am I misunderstanding what point she was trying to make? The only way I can think of taking it is that there could be a thought in people's mind that it is my fault for getting cancer and making things so hard for my young family. I'm young, lived a healthy life, not what I deserve. Not that I deserve cancer, even if I didn't, so I don't get it. Am I being overly sensitive? Was she just looking for a Goodwill Hunting moment? I honestly don't get her point.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole, brother.
No, that situation's kind of difficult because the parents are probably just saying that because they've never been in that situation. It's a shitty situation. It's like, it sucks. You're gonna die. You know you're gonna die. Just know that, because a lot of people, when they're in a scenario like that, they blame themselves.
But with cancer, though,
I don't know if it's with cancer. That is a weird thing to say over and over again.
Like, it's different with, like, if you had like an abusive like relationship. Like like sometimes people blame themselves because they're like, oh, I provoked them.
Yeah.
But then with cancer, it's like random.
Yeah.
Unless they like were chugging bleach and shit. That it's like you just
like they were
that.
purposely like South Park, how he's sticking his balls in
The microwave.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Purposely giving himself cancer. Yeah. Plus, you got to think when somebody is like going through something like that, they deserve all the grace in the world. Mm-hmm. Like
Yes.
he can lash out all he fucking wants to, and him being a little rude because he's tired of hearing it's not your fault. I mean, he's gonna die.
There are some people that believe that people get cancer and like other things because they didn't find Jesus.
There's also people out there who believe that women aren't supposed to have periods and that you have a period because you don't eat right.
Or is it the pain? The pain with periods? Or
I heard that
periods?
you're not supposed to have a period. Like, I've heard a man say you're not supposed to have a period
Just
at
hold
all.
it in, honey.
Oh my God. Can you hold it? Like, no, that's not how gravity works, son.
But I say not the asshole because it's like, that's fucking ridiculous. Why would, I don't know. I get it. They were trying to like validate them by being like, I know this is hard for you.
Yeah, they're just trying to be sympathetic to him,
But
but
saying you don't deserve it's like,
he should have just a lot of these issues could have been solved if he just would have been like, hey, I really don't like it when you say this to me, and it could have been solved in a civil manner. And
but think about you had one more year of your life and you're just like, I'm not giving anyone any more cushion, you know?
I mean, that would be their right because they have a year left on this world, in this world.
Yeah. I think my whole perspective would switch and I would have like, my fuse would be very short.
I mean, and in a scenario like that, like example, with our aunt Teresa, when Momo was short with me, I was kind of like, well, her daughter is dying, so you get all the grace in the whole fucking world right now. I will tolerate anything that you throw at me. You can call me names. It's okay. I'm still here for you because I love you.
Yeah. And you wouldn't be like, it's not your fault. Like you wouldn't
No,
say that. Jesus
no.
Christ, like that sounds so ridiculous.
Oh my, yeah, no, but when you put it like
imagine
that,
her face if you said that.
This is your fault.
yeah, that
You
would
took her to the
imply
doctor.
that would imply that there are people thinking it's her fault.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why do I think that the parents just don't know what to say, and so they just say that. You know, when you're in that awkward situation, like, I'm sorry for your loss. You know what I mean? I hate when people say that to me.
Yeah.
But I've also said it to other people, even though I don't like it when people say it to me, because there's that awkwardness and you don't know what to say. So you're like, I'm sorry this happened to you. I mean, I feel like that would be better. I'm sorry this happened to you.
Or I'm sorry this is happening to you.
Yeah. I feel like that would be much better.
I'm getting summoned by HQ, guys.
Okay.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, you're in a phone
Yeah,
call.
I'm being summoned by my president. I need to report for duty.
All right, we're recording this on Friday, April 26th. You guys will see this probably in 2-ish weeks.
Next month.
Yeah, it will be next month. It's the end of April.
Yep.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Or
Please.
forget it.
Please
Maybe-
block me.
Please.
If you have stage 4 cancer, don't even worry about it. It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
It's not your
It's
fault.
not your fault.
We're here for you.
No, we're not. Goodbye.